shit die. Yo. It's in the air tonight. X mindset, refined, I'm the very epitome of what you should be, a human being. You zombie, you gotta be kidding if you thinking you spitting, cause I promise this, you maggot-ridden little piece of flesh, you're dead, decomposing. I'm alive, I win, never questioning it, and every single bit of doubt that enters in gets quickly put to rest and buried in the grave site of every single trait of mine I dislike, repressed. I say that I'm alright, man, like I'm not depressed, but then my friends tell me something else, and steadily the shit in my head is driving me mad. But as all good ingenious concepts begin to proceed, constructively picking itself to bits, losing meaning of what it represents, I can't begin to even comprehend that I might actually be the defective prick in the situation I'm in. Nah, can't be, but I have to be. Have you seen me? I haven't seen me in a long time. If you feel me, I've lost everyone dear to me. I survive, but there is no reason to be. I don't hate me. These dead eyes of mine are a lie. They don't say the right thing to these other minds, only what they adapt it as the only way to survive. People don't tend to fuck with crazy, so I fucking portrayed it and made it me. Now I'm as crazy as can be, a maniac with a brain and a plan. You can't even understand me, even when I'm smack in the middle of that beat. And the fact that I can actually do that should speak volumes in the case I make against these dumbass monkey cunts who think it's me who is nuts. You don't see the truth in what you know. You don't see the truth in the whole show. Theatrics, the strings get tugged and you eat the fucking narrative up. But fuck it, man, I've had enough of trying to teach a human not to be a mindless monkey. But what's the point? It's actual definitive insanity when they ain't grasping that one fundamental fact. They think they act like the most intelligent animal on the face of the planet, but act like a monkey and think like a sheep. Delusional species. See, I got lost again. I started on a completely different topic and bounced off of it onto something else, then remembered when I read what I have written, what I was thinking when I whipped out the ink. I put the pen to the test and let my inner being be released to speak what he feels, regardless of whether they get me or not. I continue to put one foot in front of the other and fuck up every action I could potentially take until I eventually cave and just stay in one spot like a fucking dog that's been caged for way too long. Like I do anyways, considering I live in a prison on a massive scale. I say I'm living, but it isn't. It's existing and thinking of the solution to a problem as unsolvable while I think of it as an issue. It isn't. It's a source of amusement to use the thoughts I'm used to and put wisdom and music to YouTube to see if you do too. I objectified my life and my entire existence just to not see myself as something that is capable of receiving the input of despair, even though I know it's all there, cause I feel it every single second of the continuous upward ticking of time. The pain that's inside, I don't like to talk about it. I know sometimes I do try to get it out in rhymes, but it's like I don't even know how to describe the amount of torture I inflict on my own soul. It's not healthy. Maybe I'm selfish for not wanting this hellish life that I live. Yet it's like I just can't configure that it's in my hands. Maybe that's why I question what the fuck this whole bullshit experience even is. I know deep within the eternal sleep is nothing to be feared. The only thing that terrifies my emotional side is the fact I have to witness my own intelligent design crumble and become nothing but dust in the end of the chapter. The Chad Ryan Kilbride, my body and mind, but what becomes of my soul, my conscious entity? Does it just vanish like the blackness I see? That's the key. And honestly, this is something I do believe, simply because I possess the memory. I wasn't unconscious, I just wasn't me. There was no horse, no ability to perceive, which leads to the opposite spectrum of entangled electrons. My energy got transmitted in an instant, probably billions of light years across the whole universe, or quite possibly some other dimension of whatever the fuck we are in the concept I have in my head. Let me ask this, how can we be here in the first place when we aren't even physical in the first place? Every single living being on earth is in a state of superposition. It's logical to me, like if you could see what I see inside of my mind's eye, but it's impossible, right? Because the most you'll ever cut close to perceiving is my eyeballs. These pupils are mine, two black holes that lead to nothing at all. Yet the epicenter of everything I know and what I acknowledge that I don't. You see, I don't consider myself superior in any form, but people tend to think that I do, simply because I exhume, uncover what I can, and the rest gets left for you. But you don't do what you're supposed to, so it's all untapped and untold. That's why I double time and try to make up for the lack of abstract abilities of this race of primates. Like I ain't the only person on this rock that has come to realize the prospect of deceptive media and these evil faceless tricks, the pricks that you call the elite. whatever you decide to let your thoughts land on. Just try to get a handle on the truth of the matter. Your thoughts are in a categorized manner. It ain't a language, and language is a communicative tool. Humans have created and used as a method to get through to each other's unique ways of deciphering what these eyes try to read up inside these minds of my completely misguided species of mind. They don't come to the conclusion of shit simply because they can't conclude a thing. They don't follow through, they just do what the other monkey do, and they eat their own shit. And different meanings of that statement, each of them just as true as the parallel lines of undwelled roots. Dwell on that and maybe you will get through, but you genuinely do have a whole mind state based on something that was created. It isn't what is obviously the right way of conceptualizing the condition of the mortal being we seemingly faithfully believe that we are, when every single aspect of ourselves is telling us the opposite. We don't even ponder it, like it's not even possible. But if you could honestly consider yourself an intelligent member of this dumb fucking human cog that spins, then you would come to the promising results of using your cognitive functions for once, and see that the only logical option is the unconventional hypothesis of this personality that has been developed by a higher sense of creative whatever the hell it is. It's deluded itself into thinking it exists. But have you even thought of what the fuck your subconsciousness is? Duality is two forms of humanity, two paths to insanity, and one is closer than you can manage to actualize inside your capacity to rationalize the entire theoretical process of assimilating this convoluted idea of mine, just as real as I see it even exists in the fifth dimension as I ascension of the restless question in mind. Too many questions on this quest of mine to quench my thirst of potential insight into the fundamental nature of why this very person I exist as has the very rare perception of life to understand how mad it is that I can actually ask why. Why do I think? Why do I even have life? Why me? Why you? Why human? Why universe? Why gift? Why curse? Why everything as it is? Why no changes? Why nothing to be feared but everything to be petrified of in one single moment of recognition of itself? Maybe it's the same reason as what we see is the reason we cease to be. Death, in all senses of the sensation of non-existent awareness. The brain builds our individual patterns of blasphemous bullshit we think up. What I'm saying is, the truth is this: for as different as we are led to believe we are unique, we are exactly the same fucking entity. But you won't even begin to be led down this little road of thought I have paved and reinforced. The fact that it still stands as an actual pathway to travel upon says it all. It stood the test of my critical analysis. Yeah, cause I ain't that stupid to just 100% believe something this head is, well, conveniently constructed up as a fact, when it could actually not even be a thing to be considered the opposite and be a prospect of deceit to lead lost sheep. So if you got me, then you got me. If not, then you need to probably run diagnostics and solve the problem of what is blocking your sense of analytical skill sets and run a fucking sanity check. Understanding me yet? You're all misled, forever locked in the loop of paranoid obsession with death. You're failing to clock onto the one fucking thing that should be the sole objective of your projections, or whatever you tend to conceptualize is the only thing that matters, you dumb bastards. You're alive, so death doesn't exist. And when you're dead, you don't exist to experience the concept of death. So, ask why, but I bet you won't, cause you don't. But you won't. The same set of blueprints you built yourself to as I did, so why can't you do it? Use it, utilize it, analyze shit. Deluded, mind polluted, clouded up. You don't even know what you're doing, just mindlessly fucking consuming.